Hello guys, welcome back to Life with Polly. It is currently May 14th and it's about 12:13 p.m. It is supposed to be 81 here in Coxsackie, New York, and I just wanted to make this video today to kind of give everyone out there a heads up that's looking to get into car life or van life. There's a lot of van life and car life channels out there, and some of them tell you some of the stuff that you need to be prepared for, but most do not. A lot of van life channels, car life channels, they make it look very easy. They make it look like you could just jump into car life and van life. I watched a lot of different channels before I started living in my car, and it seems so easy, and so it seems so easy to me that you could just jump into it and just do it and not have to worry about a lot. Um, Now, of course, if you're living the van life or you're living the car life, you're going to save money. Eventually, you're going to save money. You're not going to have to pay rent and things like that. So in that aspect, it is good, but there are several things that you have to be prepared for if you're thinking about living in a car or you're thinking about living in the van. You can't just jump up and go like I did. I did that, and I came to my daughter's house here in Coxsackie, New York with my car here. This is my car. It's a 2007 Saturn Ion, and I lived out of my car for 7 months during the summertime. But then wintertime, it got a little bit too cold for me. It got down to about 15 degrees one night, and I got very, very cold at night. I mean, you could start a car up and you can heat the car up during the wintertime, but it does not last very long. Maybe in half an hour, the car will stay warm in 15-degree weather, but most of the time, it's going to get very cold again. So you need to be prepared if you're in a place where it gets really cold, 15 degrees, or sometimes even below zero. You need to be prepared with a heater or some type of heating equipment. And of course, if you got heating equipment, you need somehow to power that heating equipment. I did not have that. And I wasn't preparing for winter, and then when winter hit, I had to go buy stuff for my car here, and I bought lots and lots of blankets, and I bought lots and lots of towels to put down on the floor to kind of keep the cold at bay from coming through the floor. So I bought lots of blankets, lots of towels. I spent a lot of money. I spent money on the window coverings. As you can see there, I got a sun visor, a sunshade in my window, but I had to buy stuff to cover my side windows. I had to buy screening stuff to make screens for my front windows so I could keep them open during the summertime at night and things. There's a lot of things that you got to think about when you're living the car life or van life. And if you only have one car, like I only have one car here, this car is up for inspection in September. And as of right now, it will not pass inspection. So I have 4 months to get another car or try to get this one fixed so it'll at least pass an inspection so I could save a little bit more money for another vehicle, because this vehicle is a 2007. It's totally rusted out on the bottom. It's time to retire this car. It's time for this car to go to the junkyard. It's so rusted out on the bottom. But if you're living in a car, you're living in a van, and you only have one vehicle, you have to figure out that too. You have to think about that. What if my car breaks down? What do I do? Where do I stay? Do I get a hotel room? Do I just buy a tent and stay outside? There's a lot of issues that will come up if you have a van or a car. Now, sometimes you can have a van or a car and something will happen to it. You'll be able to get it fixed right away. Won't have to worry about it. But if you can't get it fixed right away, you got to worry about, like I said, if you're going to stay in a hotel room, if you're going to rent another vehicle, if you're going to stay in a tent, how you're going to get around. That's a very big thing with car life and van life. When you're living in a car or you're living in a van, it is not only your car and your transportation, but it is also your home. And hotel rooms are expensive. You're going to pay $80 to $90 every night that you have to stay in a hotel room. So for some people, that might not be feasible, especially these people that live in their vans and they're on SSI. There's a lot of people that live in their vans and they're on SSI, and they live in their vans or their cars because they can't afford rent, because rents are so expensive. And sometimes they're caught up in predicaments that they cannot get around. So you have to think about all that. And a lot of people, car life, van lifers, don't talk about them situations. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. And just let everybody know out there that it's not easy just to jump into the lifestyle of living out of your car and van. You're going to have to find ways to store your food. If you don't have a cooler and a freezer, you're going to have to buy one. Now, I've been without a freezer for over a year now, and I've dealt with it. But you can only buy a limited amount of food if you don't have a freezer or you don't have a refrigerator to keep the food cold. Okay? Now, I'm outside of my daughter's house, and she has a shed right there. As you can see, there's a shed right there. I keep my food in that shed, and I keep it in buckets so no mice or any animals get it or things like that. And I also have a little cosmetic cooler that is plugged in there because she's got power in her shed, and I use her power. I give her some money towards her power. But that's another thing. You're going to need power to charge your cell phone if you want to stay connected to the outside world. You want to charge your cell phone. You want to have lights. You're going to need power. You're going to need to buy a power station unless, like me, I'm parked outside of my daughter's house. That's my daughter's shed, and I use her power in the shed, so I do have power. I never bought a power station. I really didn't have the money to buy a power station. Luckily, my daughter has power that I can use in her shed. Otherwise, I would have had to buy a power station. Excuse me. If you buy a power station and you have a power station, you have to figure out a way how you're going to charge that power station. They do have solar panels. They do have solar panels that hook up to a power station. But sometimes solar doesn't work all the time. When it's cloudy, it won't charge your power station. When it's raining, it won't charge your power station. So you're going to have to have a place where you can go and you can plug in your power station. There are some places where you can go plug in the power station, like you can go, I think, to the library and they will let you do it. There are certain places. I know one person on YouTube that lives in their van or their car, and they actually went into Starbucks to eat and have coffee, and they asked Starbucks if they could plug in their power station, and Starbucks gave them permission to. But that's what I'm saying. You got to get permission to even do that. You're going inside a business. It's their power. They have the right to say, no, you cannot do that. You know, a lot of people got free Wi-Fi, but that's something totally different than plugging in a power station. So you got to keep this all in mind. You're going to need money to get started, and you're going to need money to start van life. It's not a free ride. You're going to need money to buy water. If you don't have running water, I don't have running water here. That shed does not have any running water in it. I don't use my daughter's water. I buy bottled water from Walmart. I buy the 40-pack bottles of water from Walmart. I buy gallons of water from Walmart. So you're going to need money to buy water. And of course, you're going to need money to buy your food. And sometimes the food could get expensive because you can only buy certain things if you don't have a freezer. If you don't have a freezer, you can only buy certain things that you could put in the refrigerator for a couple days or whatever the case may be. And if you don't even have a refrigerator, then you're really screwed because you really can't store nothing without it going bad. You can't keep food out in the heat. So these are all things that you got to consider before you start van life or car life. You have to figure out where you're going to go, where you're going to park. I'm parked at my daughter's house right now on part of the land that she rents, as you can see here. and she's got a lot of room here, and I park on her land. But if you're doing your own car life, own van life, you got to figure out where you can find free parking. You can park in the city, usually on city streets and things like that. And sometimes, most of the time, you can go to a public park during the day, but a lot of public parks don't let you park at night. So you have to figure out where you're going to park at night to sleep. There are some Walmarts that let you camp overnight and stay in your vehicle. And then there's other places that you could pay for. There's BLM land, they call it. And they have, different campsites. I know Arizona is a big van life and car life community. Arizona is. And they have a couple places where you could park there. I know there's one place in Arizona where you can park for $200 a month, and that includes water and sewer and all that. It doesn't include your lights, but it includes water and sewer. And it's about $200 a month to park there, so it's about $2,400 a year, which is not too bad. But these are all things that you got to think about before you start the lifestyle. It could be easy and it could be hard at the same time. Of course, you're going to be saving money on rent and things like that, and you're going to be saving money because you ain't going to have an electric bill, but you're still going to be spending money in other areas. And you're going to still have bills. You're going to have your car insurance. You're going to have your phone bill if you want to stay connected to the outside world. You're going to have other bills. You're going to have car repairs that you're going to have to keep up on. You're going to have to make sure you keep up on your car, your oil change, your tires in good condition, and everything like that. Because once you move in your car or your van, it is your home and your transportation. It is something you cannot lose. Now, I'm stuck because I got screwed out of money for a car. As you can see here, this is my car. And if I can't get it inspected in September, that means I'm carless. That means I'm homeless. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I need a car because I need to get to the doctors and things like that, and to the store. Where my daughter lives out here, as you can see, it's all country. There's ducks out here. Those are not our ducks, but there's ducks out here. This is all country. The doctors is not too close to here. I need to go to the doctors. I need to go to the store to be able to get food and things. There's no Ubers out here where I'm living right now. There's no taxis out here. There's no DoorDash out here. So you got to think about all those things before you get into van life or car life. And it looks like the puppy's getting a suntan. But yeah, I wanted to make this video to make everybody aware of that, because a lot of people make it look easy. Oh, I'm starting van life, and they just build out their vans, and seem happy and seem like it is a great thing, and it can be a great thing. I'm not saying it's not a great thing, because I love being outside. I'm outside every day, all day, and I love nature. The doggy loves being outside. I like seeing the ducks over there and stuff. It could be a great thing, but it does take money. And if you're doing a van build out, or you're building out your car, or whatever you're doing, that takes money also. It takes money to build out a van. If you go buy a van that is not built out already, now they do have some vans, if you can afford them, they do have some vans that are built out. You can get some vans for $5,000 or $6,000 that are already built out, already have basically camping stuff inside. And if you can get one of those and you can afford one of those, then that would be a great option to start off with. I would say to start off with that. Because if you're just starting off and you buy a van or have a van that is not built out already, it's going to take money to build out that van. And not only money to build out the van, but money for the other things, like buying your water, buying a portable shower. They sell portable showers on Amazon that actually heat up the water. All you got to do is fill up the portable shower. It heats up the water. for you to take a shower. You're going to need a potty. Another thing is you're going to need a potty. Those you can get at Amazon too. They have just regular potties. Of course, it's going to be easier for a man to go to the bathroom than it is a woman. But they do have potties on Amazon that kind of separate number 2 and number 1. And those are really good potties to get. I'm not sure on how much they are, maybe 30, 40 bucks. But you're going to need one of those. And you're going to need to figure out that too. Where are you going to go to the bathroom? Are you going to have privacy somewhere to put that potty? If you're like me out in the country, I got lots of privacy, you know. I got the shed, so I got lots of privacy to use the bathroom, okay? In my car, would I be able to use a potty in my car? No, I wouldn't. My car's small. I would not be able to do that. Of course, if you got a van or you got a camper with a potty already in it, of course you could use that. But if you got a van, you can use a potty in a van. Sure, you can. And if you don't have a potty that flushes or something like that, you're going to have to find out where you can get rid of the waste, where you can get rid of your potty stuff. You're going to have to get rid of that potty stuff. You can't keep it in your van, can't keep it in your car, because it's going to stink if you keep it in your car or your van. So you have to find a place to get rid of the potty stuff. Either a garbage somewhere or bury it somewhere. You're going to have to find a way. So there's a lot of things that you got to research. There was somebody watching me last night. Her name is Tracy. Madam Star is her YouTube name. And she was watching me, and, you know, she's thinking about doing that with her car, getting into the, car life. And she was talking about going to the bathroom, and that's what she's worried about and stuff. And yeah, sure, that's something that you got to worry about. Especially if you're a woman. I mean, if you are parked in the city and you can go to stores and stuff like that, and you can go to Walmart to go potty and things like that. But what if it's 2 in the morning and every place is closed? Where are you going to go pee? Where are you going to go poo? Where are you going to do it at 2 a.m. in the morning? Those are things that you got to check out. You got to have set up. You got to be prepared for it, because if you're not, you're going to be in your car one night or your van one night and say at 2 a.m. and you're going to say, oh, I got to go poo. And you're going to be in trouble because you're not going to have nowhere to go poo. And you're going to be scrambling and then probably end up pooing yourself. So keep that in mind, guys. It is not free to do van life or car life. If people say it's free, it is not free. Sure, you could save some money in the long run once you're prepared. Once you get all your items, like a portable shower, a portable toilet, once you get your items and you're set up, sure, then you could save a lot of money. My total bills right now are only about $200 a month. That's with car insurance, my phone bill, because I have Verizon prepaid, and it's only $50 a month for Verizon prepaid. I pay $50 a month, and that's for unlimited internet, unlimited talk and text, $50 a month. That's all I pay for Verizon every month, prepaid. I pay my car insurance. I give my daughter money towards her electric bill. I give her $80 a month towards her electric bill because I use her electric. So my total bills are about $227 a month. And now I'm pretty much set up and got what I need. So now I could save about $800 a month towards another car. But I only have 4 months to do that. So that only gives me $3,200 unless I can get this one fixed and inspected, and I can get at least another 6 months to save a good amount of money. I want to try to save at least $5,000 for a decent vehicle. So keep that in mind, guys. I just wanted to put this out there for everybody. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments down below. I always answer my comments no matter what, even if it's an old video. I have some videos, reselling videos, that are a couple years old, and I always answer my comments even when people leave comments now on a video I did 3 years ago. So leave your comments, suggestions, whatever the case may be, questions down below, and I will be glad to answer them. Remember to hit the like and share the video, and I'll see you in my next video.